Good morning. It is about 5:15 a.m. where I live, and I want to talk about morning mobility. This is this is me when I wake up in the morning. I've got some pain and some stiffness, and this is what I do to kind of take myself through a little body diagnostic, as well as just some gentle stretches, some dynamic movements to warm up my body. So the first thing that we talk about is tuning in. So we're going to do an exercise, and if this is not the first time that you're watching this video, go ahead and skip, to the beginning of the mobility routine. But I think that this is a good one to do every day. Just kind of take stock of where your body is at. So get in a comfortable position, and we're just going to begin by closing our eyes. Take a couple of nice, slow, deep breaths. And I want you to take a mental picture of your body as it sits in the room right now. In other words, imagine what the room that you're sitting in looks like. What are some of the colors that you see, even though your eyes are closed, in your mind's eye? Where are you in the room? Are you in the middle of the room? Are you on the side of the room near a wall? Kind of draw a mental picture in your mind of yourself in the room. Now I want you to tune into every place that your body is touching something solid. In other words, the floor, maybe the seat, maybe the back of a chair, maybe you're laying down. This could be in bed, right? Anywhere. So just kind of take note as if you were drawing with a pencil, like a silhouette of where your body is in space. Feel into every place that your body is touching something solid. And then kind of tune into every place that your body is only being touched by air. So for me right now, my seat and my feet and my legs are touching the floor, but my shoulders and the front of my chest, my head, all of these are only touching the air. So again, as if you were drawing with a marker a silhouette around yourself, feel into all the places that your body is only touching the air. And now that you have a sense of your body, a sense of yourself, take a little inventory head to toe. Maybe begin to move your neck side to side. Maybe dip your chin toward your chest and back up. Just that little bit of movement, see how that feels. Is there any pain or stiffness in your neck or into your shoulders? And then begin to shrug your shoulders up and down, up towards your ears and down again. Maybe a couple of rolls back and forth. Roll them backwards, roll them forwards. How does that feel? And then tip an ear toward your toward your shoulder, as if your head was heavy or you were trying to dip water out of your ear. Just hold it there. Let that stretch come through your neck into your opposite shoulder. Just using the weight of your head, just gravity. And then come back up towards center and do the other side. So just tip your ear towards your shoulder. Some people say as if you were trying to pour water out of your ear or trying to pour sand out of your ear. Hold it there. Let the weight of your head just stretch your neck muscles gently. And then come on back up. Now I want to do a seated cat-cow. So this is just a little bit of spinal mobility. We're going to go forward and back. So put your hands kind of on your knees, whether you're sitting with your hands full, your knees forward or like me. And we're just going to bring our chin up toward the ceiling and stretch your chest forward in space, arch your back, and tip your pelvis back. So kind of creating an arch in your back. And then come back through center. Collapse your chest. Put your chin toward your chest and pull on your knees, rounding through the back. So that's kind of a cow and then a cat. So cow pulls up through. Cat collapses. I'm going to turn my body now so that you can kind of see the movement from the side. Okay, so you're going to arch the back, chin up toward the ceiling, tip the head back. And then as you round, your chin comes toward your chest, you round your spine and you tuck your pelvis. So this is just a back and forth, gentle spine movement. Okay, so it warms up the spine in these two directions. Okay, and when you've done a couple of those and those are feeling good, we're going to do some spine circles. Okay, so spine circles, I've got my hands on my knees, and again, if your feet are forward, you can do this with your feet forward, but it's probably going to be a little bit easier if you spread your knees apart just a little bit, even if you're sitting up in a chair. And you're just going to move your body kind of in a circle. So holding on to your knees, you're going to bring your chest forward to the side and back like that. So you're going to do maybe, 5 to 10 circles in one direction. And then when you're finished, we're going to do some circles the other direction. So we're just going to do 5 here for these purposes. But as you get into a routine, you can make this be whatever it needs to be for you. Okay, so spine circles. So now, if you kind of move your body side to side, you should kind of feel a little bit of that loosen up, right? That scanning your body head to toe part was really just to identify, and these movements are just to identify any areas that are kind of tight and to start moving your joints in all the different directions, okay? So we're going to come back to kind of these shoulder joints now that our back and shoulders and spine have been warmed up a little bit. And we're just going to do some circles around. Get that shoulder joint moving on each side. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. Okay, and then go the other direction. I know this seems simple, but just moving your body and moving your joints in through all of their range of motion. See, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's cracking as the joints kind of wake up and they're like, hey, what are we doing here? All right, so that feels a little bit better. I'm gonna bring my arms up like so. Just kind of bring the shoulder to the ear that way a couple of times. I can feel all kinds of popping in my spine. It's great. All right, now we're going to just bring one arm up and just stretch over to one side. So kind of stretching through the side body here. And we're just going to hold this for maybe 10 seconds. If you want, you can put your other arm down like a kickstand. That's okay too. And then come down. And the other side. So we're just going to stretch up and a little bit over. I feel this stretch all the way through this side body here. All right, great. Now I'm going to stand up and we're going to do some lunges and some hip and leg mobility, but we can't do that seated. So now that we've kind of woken up the body a little bit, the upper body, now we're going to start moving through some of those bigger hip muscles, okay? Okay, so let's do a little bit of ankle mobility, all right? So if you're seated or standing, doesn't matter, but I just want you to lift one leg and just move your ankle in a few gentle circles. You might hear popping or creaking. Go the other way. Just move your body a little bit here. Other ankle. I just like to warm up the ankles before I start doing lunges and things like that, because my ankles and lower calves tend to protest a little bit. All right. And then we're just going to do some toe lifts and then heel lifts. So honestly, just kind of moving these muscles here. And then kind of shake that out. Okay, next up is some lunges. Okay, so you can start these from standing, or if you were already sitting and you just want to start these from sitting, that's okay too. I come up on my hands and knees, and you can do a little bit of those cat-cow movements for your spine while you're down here if you want. You can drop your chest and then collapse your belly, put your chin to your chest, chin up, and chin down. That feels really good. But then I like to bring one foot forward, okay? And this is kind of a low lunge position. So I've got one knee bent, and I can really feel this in my hip flexor already. I'm just going to move forward a little bit, just really gently. So we don't want to bounce, but we also want to move our body through a bit of a dynamic range of motion, okay? So I'm just kind of moving it forward, bringing the hip flexor into more of a stretch and then less of a stretch. Okay. Now I don't have any blocks. It doesn't look like down here. Oh yes, I do. Hold on a minute. Let me get some blocks. So after that cat-cow, if you want to bring some blocks forward or books, or you can put your hands on anything that supports them, you can begin to move your body through a lunge and a stretch. So when you're forward like this, we're getting the front of that hip flexor, which is so important. And then when you rock your body back, this is kind of a runner's lunge. So you can either bring your toes up or leave them forward, but this is kind of warming up and stretching out that hamstring. So I like to go forward and hold here. Just listen to your body. Hold here for a few seconds and then come back and hold here. This is really tight for me almost every day. This is really kind of painful, but it feels really good when I'm done. So I just kind of have to take my body through these things, or else I don't move so good the rest of the day. So sometimes I'll move these out of the way. I'll kind of flex my toes back toward my shin and then back toward the floor while I'm back in this runner's lunge. Just listening to what your body needs. You can walk them back forward. You can hear all the creaking and popping. That's pretty normal for my body. And then when this feels like, okay, I feel like that's pretty good, you can bring that knee back and then bring the other one forward. Same thing, you can start up here and you can just kind of gently begin to move that hip a little bit, opening it up really slowly, waking up that hip flexor. And then when you're ready, you can come down under the blocks and do a little bit longer of a hold, a little bit more of a stretch. But if that's too much, bring the blocks back and just do what you can, right? Do what you can with your body today. That's the point of this. It's not so that you make a shape that looks like me or what I do. I'm just giving you some ways that you can kind of do a self-diagnostic, get some of the bigger muscle systems and joint systems in the body to start moving and flowing for the day, okay? When I walked across Spain in 2022, this is the routine that I did every day. I had 5 bulging discs in my back when I walked that 500 miles, and I had a lot of pain, but I just took care of my body, and I stretched really gently every day, got things moving, took my time, and I made it. I walked 500 miles. So anyway, I hope that has been a helpful kind of introduction to morning mobility. It's really simple. You just get into a routine where the first thing you do in the morning is a diagnostic. How am I doing? Get into your body, take a few deep breaths, feel into your body where it is in space, and then begin to move it gently, kind of head to toe, or you can start with your feet and go toe to head. Doesn't really matter, but you want to take each part of your body through a little bit of a dynamic mobility, opening, gentle stretching, nothing too crazy. We're just talking about getting the joints moving and getting some lotion in to those joints so that they can move more freely. Hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.